first view together. And this is really what David was pointing to. We call it kind of riding the bike of being, which is a loving indifference towards the parts. So it's like a loving indifference towards the parts, and we're only interested right now in beingness, in this background, in this space. And this is Advaita Vedanta. This is the work of Byron Katie. This is Vipassana. We're just kind of loving indifference towards what arises, and we're just being home as this beingness. We're finding our balance on the bike. We're sinking in to whatever flavors are here for you. That awareness, the peace here, a connectedness here, causeless okayness here. And then when we feel the pull of those two parts, we just return to the bike. We just stay on the bike, loving indifference towards what's arising. And then we even allow this self, this beingness, to pervade the body. It's like we get to really be this as we sink into this. We get to be this peace, this okayness, this flow, this awareness, whatever it is for you. That we have our balance here. Now that we're resting here, this sense of sanctuary or home. Go to the second view, which is kind of what Deborah was pointing to, this welcoming of everything just as it is. The second view, like sometimes Rumi's guest house or this infinite hot tub. And you find that you are this openness as self. You are this welcoming. You are this inclusion, this love, this care. And from here, you are aware of those two parts, those two voices that are the stimuli for contraction, for discomfort, for suffering. And as you're aware of them, there's just a welcoming. You are welcoming. You are Rumi's guest house. You are the host. You are the love. You are the infinite hot tub that those two parts just get to soak in. They are welcome just as they are. Nothing needs to change. And as you are welcoming them, notice, can you still feel them as well? Can you feel their contraction and their wants, what they're wanting as you are this welcoming? Can all of this be here? And if you can't, see if you can find that contrast again between the welcoming, the hot tub, the spaciousness, this awareness, and the two parts that are being welcomed. Can you feel their contraction, their want, their preference, their resistance? See if you can feel that as well as the space of welcoming and fulfillment and okayness that welcomes them. And then in this view, it kind of goes two ways. One is that it's just the welcoming. It's soaking in you. The parts are getting to soak, to be welcomed and appreciated just as they are. And then sometimes the parts are like, that's not, whatever, that's not enough. You can still feel their contraction, their resistance, right? And as we hear that, we're like, what does love do? It just meets, it welcomes, it hears what's being longed for. It's like love, acceptance. That's not what I want. I want there's one. I'm wanting to be heard. I'm wanting to be seen. I'm wanting appreciation. I'm wanting care. I'm wanting nurture. Like, what are those two parts in you? Those two parts, what are they longing for? As you are abiding as this space the welcome. What are they longing for? If there is a longing, if you can hear one without doing anything, if you can hear, what are they longing for? Is it peace, acceptance, love, care, nurture, sense of okayness? And as you hear that, notice it can just evoke from you. It can evoke from the hot tub. It can evoke from you what is being longed for. And as you notice that, see if you can feel both the okayness of the space, of the beingness, as well as the contraction, the longing of those two parts. And then noticing that that longing is evoking what is being longed for from you. It's evoking peace, care, nurture, whatever is being longed for. See, there we go. And maybe there's some discomfort here, being in this tension of the longing and the space and the sense of this being evoked. We're just going to stay there for another minute. Feel the longing of the parts, the wholeness, the fulfillment, absence of lack of what you are as self. And that longing evoking what it needs from you. And this sometimes just gently takes us to what I call this third view, which is an intimacy. It's an intimacy with these two parts. Just notice as we're aware of these two parts, there's a sense of the intimacy with them. And is there any separation? Are they separate, these two parts? From you, from self, from beingness? Or is there a sense of in this intimacy, that this intimacy has almost gone beyond separation? That like, as we feel the parts, we feel anything that's longing there, any want that's there in those parts, in this intimacy with them, in this intimacy, is there separation here in this intimacy? All right, when you're ready, you can come back. Nothing to look at. You can just let the light come in your eyes, let the space come in. And if there's a wanting, if there can be a shaking out, it's like, whoa. Wow. Woo. Oh, yeah, here we are. Nothing to do, nothing to understand, just being here together, being here. It's like, whoa, that was fun, or that was exhausting, or oh my God, what was that? And then here we are.